Oh, your highness, I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
Peek, 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 peek. Yo, what's up, guys? Me, tnjugo. I'm back again with another video. I am ecstatic. I'm pleased. I'm happy to say that I finished Resident Evil 4. And my God, easily game of the year. Easily. It's not even debatable. Easily game of the year for me. Even my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton can even tell you how good of a game this is, honestly. Fuck that last video I made. That game is not game of your contender.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Nah, I'm kidding. Go watch that video. Go watch it. It was a good video. Go watch that. But in all seriousness, though, my God, does Capcom know how to honestly remake a game? Man, they haven't. In my opinion, Capcom has not honestly missed in like years. Like, it's been so long since I've ever seen a Capcom miss. I know people don't really like the Resident Evil 3 remake, but I still sort of like it. I still thought it was good, even though obviously it's cutting out a lot of game content. But what do I know? Honestly, I didn't play the original, so you can't just take my opinion with a grain of salt. It's so pleasing to really just see this game honestly come back to the forefront. Everyone's like talking about it, everyone's enjoying it, everyone just like having a great time. Like, you don't really see anyone that's like not having really too much of a good time, or at least if they are, it's not really said as much, or maybe you just don't like, I guess, the Resident Evil franchise as a whole, or those type of games. But this game, as I see it, it really is just like Resident Evil 4, but better. Like, it literally just pretty much attaches on some added on things, and it changes some things as well as taking away some other things from the game. And honestly, the last time I played it was like, I saw like 2 years ago, where it was Resident Evil 4, and I honestly didn't really see much of the changes, only like probably I guess like the Krauser part, and maybe like sort of like the walking statue as well, that like sort of chases you down. That's also not really in the game anymore. But oh yeah, and by the way, this is a really old fucking game that's been remade. So if you have not, I guess, don't want to be spoiled or the cases, then I guess just come back to the video and then, you know, just come back and watch the video. You know what the fuck I'm saying. But I guess if you want a summary or a synopsis of what is going on in the story of RE4, it's basically, I guess the clip note version would basically be Leon just goes over to a different country, and he's been training under the guise of like some under CIA people, and then as well as he's trying to save the president's daughter and kill some Spanish people in Europe. That's basically what the plot of the story is, and that's really it. But obviously, as the story unfolds, it gets more complicated, and actually not really that complicated at all. It's pretty straightforward. But I guess realistically, what this video is really, the purpose is like me just talk about the changes as well as what I liked and what I sort of didn't like, mostly about the whole story and what was going on. So I guess we just start with the stuff I actually really liked, which was, I guess, saw how some things have been condensed. Like, again, like I said before, like the Krauser part where like it's a lot less. Like, it feels like a whole level back, I think, in RE4, and this one feels a bit smaller. Maybe I'm misremembering. Possibly, it's very much possible, because again, I played like a year or two ago. But I feel like it's a lot more smaller, and there's a lot more like straightforward. Like, it's really quick in a sense that you get to that boss fight. And then you doing the boss fight, it also seems maybe a little bit faster. I do like the change of you just having a knife out and you just like trying to knife him out, and that segment as well. I know you do it obviously in the first game, but it feels a lot better because like you can also have the second chance. I really like the movement. Like, you have now movement in this game where instead of you just like standing still and like shooting, which I still love. Obviously there's some people out there that don't like that. That's what they're not really got into Resident Evil, but I do really appreciate and like the movement in this game as well, where you can just like move and just like shoot, and even though it's obviously really slow, like he's going at like negative 10 million fucking speed when he's like walking backwards and forwards while aiming and shit like that, like a grandmother. But it's fine. Like, I really do still like and appreciate it for what it is. But going really quickly back to the, I guess, the Krauser side of things, it was really interesting. I definitely liked his look, in a sense of how he looked. I do wish that that he had like, I guess, a little bit more health or something like that, because I feel like I shot him like 2 or 3 times, and then I like pulled out the deagle because I think I like 7 bullets. I like blasted him 3 times in his fucking eye, and he just died. It was pretty funny, but I was like, damn, he's already dead. I was like, that was pretty fast. Yeah, but that was a pretty enjoyable part in the game. Also, another side note, I guess, or sidebar I'll put in for like context, I did play this game on hardcore mode, and I also played with my friend Nick. It was sort of like a co-op playthrough. Like we would wait, and if one of us beats the level like faster or something like that, we'd just wait for each other at the end of the chapter. And so it was sort of like a co-op-y type of thing. And also we helped each other a little bit out here and there if we needed the help, or like, oh yo, this is here or this is there or something like that, or how to get this and how to get that. Or if I think it was like only one time where I was trying to find something and I didn't know where the fuck it was at, and I really wanted it, and I believe I looked it up. I think I did. It was only one thing. It was only one time though, because I was like, what the fuck is it? Like I was so confused, and it was, I believe it was the puzzle box that's in like the castle of the cases. But my dumbass, like, I don't know how, but you can't miss it. It's like right in front of you. It's a chest like directly in front of you to open the fucking box to get the Saw puzzle and some shit like that. And I just couldn't, I didn't register in my mind. It's like walked right past it. It was pretty funny. But let's get back on track, I guess. What another thing that was very interesting, I guess a very divisive, controversial thing right now going on with Resident Evil 4, at least with the remake, that people have an issue with is Ada's voice actor. I'm like 50-50 on it. I can see where people are coming from in the sense of like she's not doing too well, or like it's like monotone or stuff like that. I can't really, I guess, blame the voice actor on that end. I would more or less blame the person that's directing it, or the person that's telling them, hey, this is a good take, or this is the right take that you should be doing, or the case may be. Because I definitely heard some of the other takes from in the game, and she does a fine job in some of the other takes, and then some of the other takes are very monotone and very like dry, more or less. And I could definitely understand and feel for it, but I wasn't like too over like, oh my fucking god, like this is like the worst shit ever, or like person should be like recast or something like that. I definitely think that it should be like the same person, and I also believe that they can definitely do a really good or better job. But I do believe it's just the direction, who's directing her, who's telling her to like voice and do this and that. And since we're on the topic of Ada, I really wanted a little bit more Ada in this game, in the sense of, I believe if I didn't misremember, I believe she was also part of the Krauser fight, where she helps you like for a second. Well, not in the fight, but like in the cutscene, where I mean, like it's clear that like she's on your side, like, or she's not on your side, but like more or less helping you in the sense of not like getting killed, or whatever the case may be, or like showing a little bit more remorse of what's going on. Because in the only time that you really get that is probably pretty much about like sort of the end of the game-ish, where she gives you like the little key, and then you just get on the jet ski, you get out, and then also the cutscene after that where she gets rid of the virus, so Wesker doesn't really get it, and then everyone fucking like sort of dies, which is also another interesting change. And I guess moving on to like another thing that I really do like is like the more in depth this game goes, I guess in a rich history, as well as I guess the retcons that this game does for, I guess, the story, to have it like either like make more sense, either when it comes to the part with Luis and him just dropping items, or the cases in the first game.
Oh shit! I must have dropped it when I was running away from them.
Or just like in detail lore, like switching up the lore in the sense of having everyone be a little bit more connected. Like I believe Luis and I forgot what his name is, Chief Mendes, having like a little bit of history together. As well as I guess I don't mind the death that Luis now has with Krauser, in the sense that Krauser kills him, and then now, yeah, I guess it just gives Leon more of a reason to be like, oh, I really gotta kill Krauser, even though he already has a pretty good and pretty big reason alone just to want to even kill Krauser. But as well as also talking about Krauser again for like the 18th time in this video, giving him like more lore as well for the story, because the most you really get is like if you play the game, I think Dark Side Chronicles or something like that. I believe it's the rail shooter one or something like that. It was pretty good, because now it gave him more of a motivation in this game, because before it was like he wanted to get more power and have like, I guess, he also has mistrust in Leon you get from the Dark Side Chronicle game, but now in Resident Evil 4 he has like more of a reason that you see more in depth into what he wants to do and all the other stuff. Like again, everyone gets more fleshed out in my opinion. And right before I get back into the gameplay, I guess I'll talk a little bit more about, I guess, the more cut content, and then I'll dead it after that. But this is some of the few things, like I'm glad like in the mine section sort of got cut down, in the sense of you don't have to fight that big ass centipede monster. I think it's called like E3, something like that. It's a big annoying centipede monster. I'll have on the screen. That guy's fucking annoying. I remember I specifically, like, a core memory I got unlocked. Like, I hated that guy. He was a little bit annoying. Like, I guess I wouldn't mind fighting him again if he like looked the way he does in a graphical update like in RE4, but I really would prefer not to fight that guy. As well as another thing, I sort of actually now I think about it, I miss is sort of how everyone, I don't know why, but everyone in RE4 original was like holding everyone, like I guess like Luis would always like give out a fucking weird ass saying or a compliment or say some crazy shit.
The president's equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
Or I guess Ada would always like have something like with Leon or other cases. And I think even Ashley had like came out to Leon by the end of the game.
After you take me back to my place, how about we do some overtime?
Again, I'll have probably all the quotes here and there, but Jesus Christ, that's not really in the game as much. Like probably by like near the end of the game, you have a little bit of that, and then Ada still does that a little bit. But Luis just I guess calls Ashley like center reader or anything like that. But again, it's probably because times do change and everything like that. You know what I mean? But I guess going now back to gameplay, like I already talked about the movement, how much I like that. But I don't know why in this game, but I for some reason from time to time I would be like the weave champion. I don't know how or why. I would just like somehow weave or like put like it's fucking Nazi zombies. I have to go through like a little core way that's like in a fucking storm of like 80 million zombies down there and down the whole way. I'm like, I don't know how I did it, but sometimes I had did that. But definitely during the regenerator section, I was like fucking weaving my ass off. I don't know how that was possible, but I also do like the regenerators a lot in this game too. It feels more or less the same and it feels really good. I do love the regenerators. But yeah, just having the ability to in this game to weave felt pretty nice, felt pretty good. Oh yeah, and one more thing, bro. I almost raged out a little bit because it was one main reason I had to get this game. For one man alone. What are you buying? What are you selling? Like, come on! Like, what? Bro, he doesn't. I need him to spam it for me, and he doesn't spam for me in the game. He gives like different dialogue and all this other shit. That's all I want is what are you buying? What are you selling? Like, come on! What are you, bro? Capcom. I would have gave points off for this game, but you know what? I'm not going to because it was that good of a game. It barely gets the pass. See, I think he says it like a little bit or a tiny bit or like it's an offhand comment, but man, I really do miss that. But yeah, all the guns in this game, they felt pretty good, pretty well. I do like the side missions in this game. That's also a really good bonus that I do love of me having to go back and like do like little small shit. It's not even, it's basically nothing more or less. It's like little small shit, and it's most of them are pretty easy, if not all of them. And I always do love the Lost Plaga zombies in the sense of like, you know, like the regular zombies, and then they make the game like 2-3 times as harder when you now try to get a headshot to get like more extra damage over the cases. And then now they have like a fucking bullshit that comes out of their head. Even if you don't even shoot them in the head, they'll just like have it pop out or some bullshit like that regardless, no matter what. And that's always been like a fun but also sometimes annoying time, especially when we don't have any fucking ammo. But yeah, it definitely makes the game harder, and I definitely do love that. I also love the bug enemies. Those enemies are really cool, but also sometimes really annoying because when they're all together, even though you have movement in this game, sometimes you're just not fast enough for them because they just like have like a split second of you moving, and if you don't move, boom, they like fucking fly at you and attack you and like instantly get you for some health and stuff like that. But I do also feel like the game always gives you at least enough health and ammo, or at least on hardcore mode, for you to get past everything and all the other stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, I also do really appreciate Capcom for the parry system that they have in place. I do like the parry system. I've done it like a few times. I started doing it a little bit in the endish, middle-ish of the game, but like not really that much, almost at all through the whole game. You know, it is another system that you can't do, and I do really appreciate it. I wasn't really doing it as much, but it's definitely super useful. Just like, I'm just so used to like, I guess the regular RE version of you getting hit and then it's over. That's it. Like, you got hit and you just gotta get up and try to fucking kill a zombie, or the case may be. But other than that, yeah, again, I really do love this game. I'm really excited for the next installment, RE5 remake. That shit needs to hurry the fuck up and come, because that's gonna be peak game. This is gonna be peak game. That's all. That's it. That's gonna be peak game as well. But this game, RE4, easy a 10 out of 10. I do always would recommend this game to anybody. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Really good. I always will love the original, and I always love this game. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace, guys.